My name's Edward Reyes, and I was a client of Will Clark there in Austin, Texas. We had just moved from a duplex, it was like a 3-bedroom duplex, to a 5-bedroom house. You know, it was a new move for our family. We were just really excited to move into a new house and get a fresh start. We had hooked up the trailer to our truck, and we had an empty trailer, and we were on our way to get a load. We're down a very, very busy road in South Austin, and it's real clear. So it's a very manicured area. So you know, it's sunny outside, about 3-4 in the afternoon. I had a friend of mine in the passenger seat, and my wife at the time was in the back seat with my son. We're sitting there. We're at a complete stop, and we're just talking, and we just get hit out of nowhere, and never heard brakes. It happened fast. When I'm looking in the back seat to look and see if my wife and at the time and my son were okay, I could see my trailer right behind the window. And so I jump out to check on the guy and to see who hit me. I didn't know what hit me. I thought a dump truck hit me. And as I'm walking up to the guy, he's on the phone, and he just tells me to wait. You know, he tells me, hold on a minute. I couldn't believe it. You know, and I was furious. He's on the phone. You know, he was still on the phone even after he hit us. The injuries affected us immediately, right? We were moving. We had to stop. We had to get help. You know, my ex-wife at the time had to have a neck surgery that we never thought we'd have to do. And it affected her. It changed her. She's not the same. And my son, his back injury, you know, it pulled him out of sports. And then myself, I had, you know, they recommended a stimulator. You know, I knew right away we needed a lawyer. It was a no-brainer. It was a bad accident. We reached out to these one lawyers we found online, and we hired them right away because they met us in North Austin. They said they were local, and they were not local. They were out of Houston. They weren't answering phone calls, and they weren't returning phone calls, and they even sent us from Austin all the way to Houston for a doctor's appointment. And so I could just tell, even by the way they would talk to me. You know, they were real rude and insulting. The last straw was when he told me, you know, you sound like a woman. I never had to hire lawyers like this, and I've never had to fire lawyers. My family's looking at me. My family's depending on me to make the right decision. You know, they're looking at me like, are you sure you're gonna fire the first set of lawyers we had? You know, and I'm just like, I'm positive. I'm not gonna be treated that way. I'm not gonna be talked that way. They're giving us the runaround. We're having to go out of town. So yeah, I had to stop the damage. I heard about will for mission injury law from a family member. They were referred to me, and the best referral I've ever probably had in my life. Will for mission injury law and his team were amazing. It was just different. They cared about every single one of us. They came to town. You know, they stayed in town. When I called, they immediately responded. Every update they had, the second they had it, we had it. That was very, very important to us because we were kept in the dark for so long. Choosing Will was not easy because of my prior experience with the lawyers I had. And, you know, and I was having to take another chance. You know, I was having to step out in faith in a sense, you know, and they responded to my phone call, responded to my questions, they responded to emails. You know, I wasn't handed off. There's not one question that was unanswered. There's not one question. You can tell when someone cares. You can tell. And that's what won us over. That's when I knew that I was gonna get this resolved. I was not only gonna be able to confront the man who hit us, but we were also gonna get rid of these lawyers who were just out to get us. It may have gotten worse after we got in an accident by hiring wrong lawyers, but I'm telling you, when we shifted, it was exactly that. It was a shift, and we ended strong. We ended well. We won unanimously. This team of lawyers helped us win this trial of life, you know, this trial that we were facing in our life. We didn't just walk away with funds to, you know, that from a case, but we walked away with knowing this man was held responsible for his actions. I'm just very appreciative for Will and his team. These lawyers upgraded me as a person. I truly feel like we ended up with friends, you know? We ended up with more than what we bargained for. I couldn't have done this any other way.
Our injury attorneys are available 24/7 for a free and confidential case evaluation. Call now or visit us online at missioninjurylaw.com.